live in a society, or so I'm told, a multicultural society, meaning the West has become somewhat of a melting pot when it comes to different traditions and values, and that's cool. I quite like the idea of being able to get myself a pot of goat stew whenever I want. The time is yet to arise, but it's there when I want it. The problem is, though, that some people don't want others to enjoy their culture, and will go so far as to gatekeep who can do what based on the colour of their skin. Now, I know what you're thinking, that's racist. And you'd be right, if I weren't talking about white people enjoying elements of what is known as black culture, which in this case is something called jumping the broom. Because as we all know, you can't be racist towards white people, even when you directly discriminate against them because of the colour of their skin, which is racism.
We finna talk about this picture a lot of y'all boy been sending us.
What? What did she? Let me just turn on my Drunkiversal translator here. I normally use it so people can understand me when I've had a few, but it should have the same results. We are fixing to discuss this photo many of our viewers have been emailing us. Oh, okay. I can't help think that would have been a more concise way of saying it, but carry on.
It's a picture of his name, Corey. What the boy name is?
Corey Austin Gullah Sweetgrass Baskets.
Right, yeah. I have found the Facebook page for his business, and what can I say? The man loves weaving baskets out of sweetgrass. And according to his reviews, he'll give you a bit of history behind the process too. Well done, Corey. Very cool. Well, I mean, it's a basket, innit? Who can be asked with that? But still, very cool.
So he an artist down here in the truck. He make the little baskets and the little arts with the sweetgrass baskets and the palmetto roses, right?
Right.
So I guess he had decorate a broom with the sweetgrass.
So it looks like he also decorated a broom with sweetgrass. Ah, thank you, Drunkiversal translator. I don't know what's wrong with this woman, but she is missing a lot of letters from the words she's saying. Is she okay? Can someone go check on her?
And it's an image of some buckras. For y'all boy who don't know what that means. What buckra mean?
Buckra mean white folks, especially a white man, but it could be any person white.
Okay, so you got your own word for white people. I don't want to point out the glaring hypocrisy there, but I will say it would save you some time if you just said white people instead of using your Gula word for them and then explaining what that word means. I mean, according to Google, it only has 125,000 speakers, so the chances of one of those being any one of the 466 people who watched your video are quite slim.
Yeah, buckras mean white. So it's a picture of two white people. We gonna put a little image in there so y'all boy can see. It's a picture of two white people jumping a broom.
Holy shit, that is shocking. Shocking, I say. Do they have no self-respect? Do they have no pride? Honestly, I can't believe some people live like this. I mean, look how little battery they have left on their phone. It's just irresponsible. Charge your shit, buddy.
So, right there, that already had made me scratch my head.
Oh, okay. Not sure what happened there. Kinda cut yourself off mid-sentence, didn't you?
So tell me why it make you scratch your head.
Ah, there we go. Use take 2. Well recovered, everyone. I don't think anyone noticed. Well recovered.
Number one, if y'all that don't know, jumping a broom.
Drunkiversal translator? Fuck knows, mate.
Y'all know what that is? It's like, it is but what it says. Like, you jump in a broom.
Oh, right. So, jumping the broom means jumping over a broom. I'm so glad I had that explained. I really could have hurt myself there.
But that's not just like a little prop or a little toy that you just throw into like your wedding ceremony. Like, that has roots into, you know, like our culture.
Man, what I wouldn't give for some subtitles on this video. In case you couldn't make it out, she's saying that jumping the broom has roots in her culture. Which, I mean, it was a film in 2011, and judging from the fact I've never heard of it, it clearly did very well.
Like, not even GeeChee, like the African diaspora, like black culture in general. You know, especially during slavery.
Yeah, you can't get through a video like this without mention of slavery. Weird thing about that is Africans were enslaving other Africans long before the white man did it to them, yet no one calls that out as cultural appropriation, do they?
Because we couldn't get married legally, you know, because y'all boy made it illegal.
Right, that's how like solidify our union.
Right, so that's what our ancestors did to, you know.
Oh, Oh, sure, your ancestors did it, and therefore no one else should be allowed to. At least not without providing the NAACP with written proof that you are descended from slaves. Then, and only then, are you permitted to jump over a broom. Otherwise, you have to walk around it like a fucking barbarian.
Legitimize ourselves, we jumped the broom. And it also has roots from what we looked up in Ghana. So that's what we did to, and you gotta think about it, back then our ancestors been getting beat.
That's true. Yet black people beat the shit out of other black people all the time, and that's what my ancestors did. So surely that's been appropriated too.
Beat on, rape, lynch. So they've been jumping the broom, bones probably been broken. They turned probably didn't get kidnapped and all. They've been all beat up and sat up. Kind of still like today how we is now.
Whoa! Okay, full disclosure, I haven't got a damn clue what she said just then. I made out something about the broom getting broken and someone getting kidnapped, followed by the suggestion that is still very much the same in current times. And then the big guy smiles, which makes it look like he loves the idea that is still the same in current times. Either that or he thinks he's in a toothpaste commercial. 9 out of 10 dentists agree, mans get lynched.
So it's not just like something fun you can just be throwing into your ceremony. We do that as black people to pay homage to our ancestors.
Alright, here's the thing about a marriage ceremony. Aside from the god-awful idea of the first dance between the husband and wife being some choreographed abomination, it's generally quite the serious affair. I highly doubt leading up to that white couple's wedding, the woman turned to her fiancé and said, "Darling, let's use the wedding to trigger the 13%. And he was like, you see, this is why I love you, Sharon.
Right.
Y'all as buckers, ain't nobody made it illegal for y'all to get married.
They have prestigious weddings.
Y'all still around here getting
weddings
married
and
on
marriage ceremonies.
Okay, so slave owners had white weddings. Slaves, however, got to jump over a broom. And you want to keep that? Why? Yeah, it's what your ancestors did, but they also, got enslaved. I don't see anyone rocking up to the victims of human trafficking and going, "Oi, that's our culture, you bigot, stay in your lane."
But that's another story for another day. So that's why that automatically had made me scratch my head. And like, dang.
It did kind of look awkward. I mean, at first I didn't really see a big issue with it.
But then you met a woman with earrings in the shape of Africa and you thought, damn, I better start acting indignant if I want a piece of that.
But then when I started really looking into it, that's when I started to be like,
And what better way to express your annoyance at someone else's wedding than by wearing a hoodie that clearly shows your connection to West African tribes and going,
Yeah, that ain't cool at all.
So ain't my man had, them boys say, but man, them boys been commenting on my dog thing.
Thank you, my man, for interrupting her. Honestly, I don't even need to understand her to know she's talking crap.
And boy had end up deleting this thing.
He did, and Corey, in case ain't nobody had educate you on it, why people been roasting you.
Okay, so she's about to enlighten us as to why Corey, the guy behind making that broom for the white couple's wedding, is apparently such a race traitor.
It's because it's you the artist. I understand we're not telling you what to do with your art, who to sell it to, sell to whoever.
You say you're not gonna tell him who to sell his art to, but let's be honest, you're about to tell him who to sell his art to.
But it's our duty as gatekeepers of our culture that educate buckers on what it is. That's a teachable moment. Maybe teachable moment for a lot of people.
Firstly, yes, you are definitely gatekeeping your culture, and that's not a good thing. And secondly, he does educate people on the history behind his work. Here's a review from a guy named Joseph saying as much. He's not just churning this stuff out and putting a sticker on them that says this shit from back in the day. What more do you want from this poor guy?
I feel like as black people, we don't know what jumping a broom mean either, because it's not anybody really teaching us our history.
It was a teachable moment for me, for sure.
Wait, so even you didn't know what jumping the broom is, yet you are somehow still offended? Why? Because that white couple knew what it was before you? Let me ask you a question, brother, and I don't expect you to answer because, well, I'm sat alone in my flat responding to a video that was made a week ago. But are you the kind of guy to get annoyed when you see a white dude attending a class in African studies? Do you, for some reason, think you are the only people allowed to know these things? Because that's how you're coming across.
Just make sure do educate them boy on it, and to the buckers who do that, because it's not just them, it's a lot of them that still do it. You know, there's a difference between culture appreciation and culture appropriation.
Yeah, sure, there is. And I would argue having a wedding photo of you and your brand new spouse jumping over a broom is far from appropriation. It's not like they did it for Halloween, is it?
That right there was culture appropriation, and it was disrespectful.
To who? By this argument, you aren't allowed to wear a white wedding dress on your big day, as it originated in Great Britain after Queen Victoria got hitched in a white lace dress. Now that is my culture. So well done. You win. Enjoy your broom.
Like, high-key disrespectful. You could have appreciated the culture, but you still could have bought that broom, and you could have just had it next to you or something.
Oh, shut up. If they did that, you'd still be moaning about it because they didn't even jump over it. Like, damn, these white people can't even get that right. Come on.
Or you could have actually invited some black folk out there to jump the broom, you know?
And then you'd be complaining that they brought 2 black people in to entertain the whiteys. Plus, if they did do that, wouldn't that mean the black couple were married? Is that how it works?
To make it legit, because my thing is, it's like, y'all like to take all our stuff but don't even pay homage to like the creators of it.
Right.
Do you really want to have an argument about who steals more stuff right now? And what the hell is this on screen? Well, a reverse image search tells me it's a painting called African Spirits by, and get this, Ricardo Chavez Mendez. Doesn't sound like a black guy, does he?
I couldn't tell nobody what to do. I know how I feel when somebody tell me how to what to do with what I got.
I thought this whole video stemmed from a time when you were told what to do.
But at the same time, I think that a little education would have probably benefited you as far as knowing how to behave appropriately.
Education? Mate, you just used a painting by a Mexican as an example of black culture. Out of the two of us, who do you think needs educating more? Is it me, who took all of 3 minutes to find out where that painting came from? Or is it you, the guy who's claiming that jumping over cleaning implements is disrespectful?
And we the
You know, with
gatekeepers
other
of this
people's culture,
thing.
yeah.
This our culture. Y'all ain't going around here jumping no dang on broom.
Your guess is as good as mine, buddy. Oh, well, that's a good place to leave it then. I love how she kept saying she is gatekeeping the culture like it's a good thing. I mean, a lot of people are happy to talk about their connection to history and their ancestors, but not these guys. Oh no, that's just for them. So much for multiculturalism. Thanks for watching, guys. Please consider becoming a patron so I can one day afford to jump over a vacuum cleaner. And check me out on BitChute where nothing is offensive because no one goes there. The links are in the description, and remember, now I have to style my hair for the reggae festival. I'm dreading it.